That was actually a pretty good transition as well. And like, I need not that, probably. Maybe that one. Yeah, it's okay. Jeez. I need lights with a remote. That'd be good. This one needs to. Whoop. And down. One. Ben says next upgrade. Yeah, I guess. I just need some sun. That's the problem. Summertime has arrived. And then I don't have to be quite so pasty. Yes, hello. Welcome. We're doing more Forbidden West. Let's see here. Part 26. Yeah. I think we're getting close to the end. Which I know a handful of people will be thankful for. Yeah, I just get caught up in it. It's a really good game. Really good. It's really pretty too. All the side stories are interesting and, all that good stuff. But yeah. And then we'll get back to rotating every day. And I'll have to figure out what all's going back in my rotation. I know Far Cry. And then, of course, Fright Nights will stay the same. Um, Devil May Cry, I think, was another one. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There's different things. I'm almost done with Visage, the Fright Night game, too. Pretty close to the end, from what I've heard. And says Assassin's Creed. Fuck. Maybe. I do have all of them. I've played most of them. The only ones I haven't played is like the Viking one. I don't know. There's a couple of them, but I've played a lot of them. Yes. I don't know. I'm always open to suggestions on the suggestions channel. But yeah. So we'll see how far we get. I put TBD on my schedule for Wednesday and Thursday because I don't know. I think, like I said, I think I'm pretty close to the end on this. I don't know. The side quests are good too because, like with the first one, I assume the more stuff you do on the side, the more people are going to be there to help you at the end. That was a whole thing in the first one. So I'm thinking they're going to do that again, probably. I mean, they're assembling everybody at the hideout. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll get into it. Play some more. I'm excited to play some more. Let's do it. Oh, wait. Um, I'm happy to see some of the regulars. Pen and Lego and OMG and Overlord and Cerule. Thank you for being here. Yeah, let's do it. Dilly dilly. I should have pushed the button first. Okay, yep. Oh, thank you for the follow, Mr. Shadow. I appreciate it. Welcome. Welcome to the family. Hello. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings were the only masterpieces of my people's golden
I'd already
age.
followed you, but apparently
This
not.
is Van Vianen's Lidded
I'm
Ewer,
thankful for it either way.
molded from a single sheet of silver.
Welcome.
What
Glad
was
to
it
have you.
for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning.
Look at all
Van
this
Vianen
shit.
created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial.
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later. Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
Oddish.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys.
I would have caught the
The
Oddish.
face is bright and defined,
Rigged.
but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
The Gust by Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the
I dig
unknown.
maritime paintings.
I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even
This
as
is so
darkness
very
closes in
Kingsbury.
all around it.
I agree. It is.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling. She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen.
Incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back, and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere, remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Regala and her rebels.
Even now, she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in. Start with Beta.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes, though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
She felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way, Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful.
If you like.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities.
Thank you for the gifts,
It took a
Dandy.
cataclysm to
Welcome.
finally yank us
How are
out
you,
of
my
our
friend?
stupor.
What happened?
A
Danny
massive
says hiya.
geological
Hey.
event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more
I don't know
primitive
why that
tribes, no
clip
more
sounds like
combat
that now.
machines, only
So
a
weird.
blank slate to
That
do
would've
with
been a great
as he
thing to clip,
pleases.
Licker.
But we will.
So,
Danny says, I'm doing amazing. My best friend will be home in 12 hours. Awesome. So awesome. I'm so happy for you. A muck, huh? Is it an Alolan muck? They're like rainbows. Yeah. Okay.
Stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
Oh shit, I wasn't done
So
here.
you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a
Danny
lot
says,
alike, huh?
looks like you might have a unicorn
we?
onesie next stream. Will
You were
I?
an outcast,
Will
but
I
you
have
didn't
a
let that stop you
unicorn
from
onesie
getting what
next
you
stream?
needed. Neither did I.
It's an interesting thought.
I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries.
I don't know, debating on using my points.
Profitable expertise in those days.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, the software I developed was even
My
more
camera
useful
fuzzy.
for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step.
Hold the phone. It's not though. It looks fine. My eyes just freaking out, I guess. Almost like, I don't know, I can't ever get my lights how I want them. It's like I have to change them depending on what color t-shirt I wear. How do I get just like a all over? Works every time one. I don't know. It's not fuzzy. Back to the game. Yeah.
Up to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my
You
own.
can make me wear a hat. I have a hat one
You
too.
were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of
I need some
course,
new
to
ones.
protect my privacy.
No.
But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we
And
need not
Cisnet
fear
with a
illness or
beard.
death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now, finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Far Zenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Not in the
Here
same
in the
place, I'm
command
sure.
center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus. By tapping them, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zeniths?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hekarro.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning. A touchy subject in those days. Because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling.
Okay.
First Varl. Now Hekarro and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it. What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive.
Sneasel.
You're watching me. I can't hold up this extra projection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise, okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Then I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Sylens' army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Sylens' only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh,
Yay, we
and
both
what
caught
are
it.
those?
Lay my
GG,
friend to
Finny.
rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakth. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise.
It's weird.
So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you
Well
there?
then.
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Meow.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood.
I'm gonna make myself another drink. I'll be right back. Post haste. Trying to read the chat. Get wrecked. Let the bear do some killing. Go on with your bad self then, bear. Sweet. Sparda. The true form of the Force Edge. The sword wielded by the legendary Dark Knight Sparda. She's nearby. Ah, Jesus, motherfucker. She did get me twice in the same spot. Spike snout. Like a friggin' anteater. Look at his face. Ah. He's a former member of the band Kiss. With junk in the trunk. These weren't the machines that were here. Yep, looks like it. No, fucking bird. Wow. And then it just drops it. That's ridiculous. Never gonna catch me. Too dark and blocked off. God damn it! GG. Holy ball sack. Nope. Oh my god, they're so angry.
Here, catch!
Ah! Ah! Yeah, they did good on that. Looks good. Perfume. Toiletries I thought can't use. The mirror is rather dusty. And Ozzy says you're not alone. Come down here. God damn it. What? I do all of this for it to end like that?
Yes!
Am I flying? Flying!
There's no ammo for them. Uh-oh. Company!
That one's locked. Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Did anybody else see that? I saw that. A dirty dishcloth. One can hope.
Yeah, okay, there's a radio, all right. God damn it, get back here with that! Little shit, that's mine! Finally, Jesus Christ.
Hands. Got so many horsies. Ah! Don't fight each other. Ow! Now we're a happy family. Your week, man. Good, I hope.
That man's the key to this, I know it.
Citrus dipped up her
Oh,
attack.
man,
Worst.
Nothing out there but ghosts.
Point of advanced money.
Can't let him see.
Okay. Oh, better. Ben says, that time of the night. Hope the stream goes well. I hope everyone has a good night. Alright, Finny. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Alright, grab a drink. Made a couple shots too. Okay. G2G. Oh, you know. That's really weird. That's supposed to be the moon. That looks dumb. No. I don't know. No. Anyway, I want to know how to get up here. Not a fan. It's a nighttime view here. Whoa. Jesus Christ, why is that light there? What even is that? Well, nobody will ever be here at nighttime. No big deal. Sir fetched. Damn. I kinda wish I'd got that. Or attempted to.
Useful for making dyes.
Oh shit. That's not what I intended at all. For me. Whoa. Oh man. No. I don't think that's the way either, to be honest.
I'll keep some extra on hand.
And Pinky Panda says hi. Hey, Pinky, how are you? Welcome. Ugh, light. Why? It's like I need... something to pull. Box. Something to stand on. But I don't... There's a flower. It has to be this way. Right? Yeah. Oh shit. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. He says I'm good, relaxing before work. Nice. That's good. Oh my goodness. That's not... Okay. No, it's not even the moonlight. I don't know what that is. Bad planing.
machine and shrug off acid. No good.
Thank you for the biddies R-Type. Even though they're the facepalm biddies. I'm already done with that. Why the fuck? Welcome, R-Type. R-Type says good evening. How are you, my friend? I'm not done with it. I'm done with those all. Come on.
Timing on that. Timing on freaking that.
I'm going to fast travel. Damn, I am missing one. What the fuck? That's a good clip, Pinky. I love it. See it. There we go. Now I'm done with here. Nope. Yoink. He says I'm always so presentable in my clips. Yeah. It's true. You are. Okay.
When you're wounded, you have to strike back. Draw blood.
Hey! Can't I get one damn minute to mourn my friend.
Regala is going to slaughter my tribe to overthrow Hikaru. The Zeniths have Beta and Gaia. We can't sit around wallowing in our losses.
Kutalo's right. We must fight.
Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do, huh? Take on all of Regala's rebels?
Not to mention the Zeniths. What can we even do? Throw ourselves at their base?
Something like that. So,
Damn, it's been a while since I played this. Fucking Varl died.
After we lost contact
Shit.
with you, we regrouped and went to Gemini. What happened? The recording we found on Varl's focus cut off when that Zenith Eric...
My brain completely
the
deleted
Zeniths were
that
tracking
information.
Hephaestus. When Gaia trapped it in Gemini, they knew where we were. After Varl tried to stop them. They took Beta and Gaia. I only survived because one of the Zeniths turned against the others to save me.
One of them? Well... at least we didn't lose you too. So what do we do now?
We're going to defeat the Zeniths. And get Beta and Gaia back. But first, we're going to stop Regala.
How?
Back in Gemini, Beta gave me a gift. There's something I need to do first to make it work, but it could put an end to the bloodshed.
Word is, Regala's readying her army for an all-out assault on the Grove. I need to be there.
I know. Go. Stand with Hikaru. And keep an eye on the sky.
Strike true as the 10.
Wings of the 10. Am I gonna
The rest
fly?
of you, whatever preparations you need to
wanna
make,
fly.
upgrades, resupplies, get on it.
Rosalia.
It won't be long before we take the fight to the Zeniths.
We'll be ready, Aloy. And when you're ready, meet me outside the east exit. I'd like to have a word in private.
Even when things are darkest, you're the flame that lights the way forward.
Just tell me one thing. Am I gonna get to smash up a bunch of Zenith bastards?
We all are.
Good.
Before I do anything else, I should check on Zoe. It sounded important.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna talk to all of them. They all look like they got some stuff to say. Let's see here. Oh no, wait. Now let's go in here first. Take care of this. Yep, I still got 4 left. A lot of stuff I'm gonna do off stream. I know everybody will be thankful for when I finally get off of this game. It's okay.
Riggedy wrecked, son!
I know somebody used a sound alert, but it didn't tell me who. This one? Yeah, I guess so, huh? Yeah, I really should have worked on my weapons more, you know? Look at all these missed opportunities. Yeah. That's alright. I'll see if I can, Oh no, shit. Put some better mods on things. My type says, what did you focus on? What do you mean? Oh, as far as I should have focused more on that. Upgrading my pouches and stuff. I did a lot of hunting for that, but there's mod slots on my weapons that I can't even use because I'd have to go hunt down more shit. And I can't just keep doing that. I need to keep moving along. I can 100% this later on in my free time. And I fully plan on doing that as well, so. Alright, it's all my ammo. Done. Nope. Alright. No, of course I can't have any more stuff.
Aloy.
Talk to her.
You look busy.
My studies are a good distraction. Especially after
Yeah, it's
Culkin
not weapons
Gemini.
and what. Yeah, my pouches.
Beta, Gaia, gone.
Being able to hold more arrows
that's just
and
the
more
beginning.
traps and
The Zeniths want to rob us of our future too.
stuff like that.
We won't let that happen.
I didn't even think
Oh,
about my weapons.
and I wanted to give you this for helping me get the data on
Oh, and
Leviathan.
unlocking
I didn't really know
overrides.
what to give you, so I asked Zoe what you might like.
I worked on
Thanks,
those too.
Alva. I'll put it to good use. So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes, I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tenakth, an entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted, not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable and fearless.
And deadly. Tilda, the Zenith that Beta mentioned, she was the one who rescued me.
Did she say why?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think
Thank you
helping
for
me
the
is
biddies
honoring
our
her
time.
in some way.
It's too kind.
She was willing to share information about
appreciated.
Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
I'm glad to see you
still
around
don't
again.
trust her.
We need to
Where I come from, the more
set some time
valuable
aside
the
to play
knowledge
something.
shared,
Yeah.
the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
I'm probably like a broken record at this point, talking about Destiny though, huh? That's what I play a lot in my off time these days, Destiny. There's a lot of stuff to do every week. It's pretty fun. But we can play any of the other games that we both have. That's fine too. That is
Have
fine.
you looked through the data we recovered on Leviathan?
There is much to sort through still, but I believe we'll be able to get it operational
It's been
and
too
turn
long
back the
since we've
floods.
played
And
together,
I've given
so
more thought to everything we've
push it.
uncovered about the ancestors. The Overseers would have us believe they were infallible paragons. But Pharaoh wasn't. Not even close. His greed led to machines that devoured the world. The archive of the Old One's knowledge destroyed, just to erase his mistakes. So, when we learned that Eileen had a hand in covering up hundreds of deaths, I started to think they were all the same. Selfish, egotistical, cruel. But in the end, it's not that simple. The truth isn't a straight line of ink on a crisp scroll. It's a splatter, smudged and faded on stained parchment. I wish more Quen could see that, instead of looking the other way or twisting the truth to serve their own schemes.
I doubt Bohai would agree with you.
No, nor the rest of the Board of Overseers. As Eileen said, it's easier to believe the lie is truth, but it's worth fighting for. And this diviner, at least, won't settle for anything less. For that, I thank you, Aloy.
My type says I just haven't set Destiny up yet. Life's punched me in the arm right now. I totally understand that. No, I'll shut up about it. I feel bad because I feel like every time we talk, I bring it up. I just keep wanting us to play together. I haven't played Overwatch in a while, and I was never really that good at it to begin with. But whenever you're ready, that's when you're ready. That's totally fine. No rush. I'll be here.
How are you holding up?
Varl's loss is heavy on everyone's mind. I didn't know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others.
My
Zoe
touch,
and
just don't
Aaron
stop
seem
bringing
to
it
have
up.
taken
Okay.
to it the hardest. But I don't quite know what to say to them.
I can do that too.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. Seems like everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
Kotallo more than most. If I were this Regala, I wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield.
Regala still has a lot of machines on her side.
That's where you come in, I suspect.
Yep, I'm really
plan
good at
works.
killing machines.
I should get going. Be ready to go on my signal, okay?
I won't let you down.
I know.
Okay. On to errand.
I thought you were gonna go fight some Tanakh.
I wanted to check in with you first.
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm just, picking up the pieces like everyone else. I'll be there when you need me.
I never doubted that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back.
So am I. I know you hate waiting, but you'll have to stay back here a little longer.
Well, you go do what you gotta do, but are you okay? It's not just Varl we lost. Beta's gone. I almost lost it when I realized my sister had been taken by Dervahl back in the Sundom.
I'm getting her back. That's all that matters.
Understood.
Do you think Zoe will be okay?
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
I need to get going.
You better get there before Kotallo tries to take on Regala's entire army by himself. Yeah, do me a favor. Don't go disappearing on us again.
I'll do my best.
Okay. What the fuck? I already talked to you.
Was there something else you needed?
Apparently.
Tilda's the one who rescued me. Same one that spoke to Beta when none of the others would.
Did she say why she saved you?
She knew Elizabeth Sobek. Seems to think helping me is honoring her in some way. She was willing to share information on both Silence's plans and the other Zeniths.
But you still don't trust her. Where I come from, the more valuable the knowledge shared, the higher the price extracted. I'd be careful if I were you, Aloy.
Okay.
I should get going.
Be careful, Aloy.
That's Katala's area. That's some other shit. This is mine. What's that?
Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away.
I need to talk to... Zoe. And probably Gaia, too. No, we don't have Gaia. That's right. I found their fucking room before. Why can't I find it now? Oh, she's at the exit. Alright. Nope, that's not the right shit. They're in this. Puccina. Sure. Wait. Ew, I got it. Snow and water, but it's not water. That's mostly just what I use it for, though. Yeah. Yeah, I could either do that or purge water, but I don't have one for bowl. figures. $11 to $64 versus and he didn't like that other one, man. Pretty bad, actually. Bridgewater Hunter bow. Yeah. Damn it. I need, I guess I can do it closer to where I need to be, but... Well, there isn't much closer than where I am right now. Yeah. Whoop. At least for the ones I'm using, I mean, fuck. Go back. Yeah. It's maxed out. All of these take like, except for that one. Can do that. Three of them are missing like one thing. would make them a lot stronger if I did that. For sure. What? Oh, dude, where's the lady? She's like right here. What the fuck do you mean? I should have just used the thing. Oh my god, can you? What are we doing? And why? Oh boy. I might get up here and it's gonna tell me that I'm going out of bounds. This doesn't seem right. Oh, Noodle. Lots of hypes. Welcome. Glad to have you. How are you, my friend? We're gonna die.
It's kind of scary. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. What a shit landing. Sorry, guys. We're gonna die. We are gonna die. We are gonna die. We're gonna die. That is on stream. Yeah, that was my bad.
Noodle says if I had went to the right a little, we would have lived. Wouldn't have made a great clip, though. That would have just been business as usual.
Over here, Aloy. We would come out here to tend to the garden. Sometimes I needed fresh air. Other times we would simply sit and watch the sunrise. So when we returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting that he be laid to rest here. Now he can always look out at Plainsong and further east to the Nora Sacred Lands.
He would have liked that.
He often spoke of his sister, Vala. He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear. Their mother called it useless, but Vala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the flower. Gathered its seeds. As verdant limbs wither,
Earth's rotting snow. Still the sea rises, as certain as stone.
It's cool. Forbidden Witch, just like
From death
punching me in the
follows new
feels.
life.
It's all good.
So it is with the land. And so it is with us.
Oh, snap.
I'm with child, am I? I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini.
Fuck.
Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life, sure, but also for not giving up on me.
He always knew.
Whew. Stop it, Horizon. It's too many feels.
Goodbye, Varl. I promise to look after them.
I can sit
I'll
with Varl.
try to visit again when I can. But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on a sunwing and get ready for an entrance Regalla will never forget.
I hate using that filter all the time, but it just looks better. I need time of day. What the F? I can't do time of day? Dirty. Berserker. I didn't even... GG. You caught it. I didn't even try. You know what? No.
fingers
Oof,
feel stiff in
indeed.
this cold.
So I came out here just to go back in. That makes sense.
I'm gonna clean my gear later. I can do yours if you want. Yeah, of course.
I already have it. It's funny. Because of course I do.
Override installed. Now to find a Sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Just you wait, Varl. We're taking those space slugs down.
It says waits for Lost Ark to load. That's okay. I still appreciate you being here while you're here. Thank you.
Okay, I need to find a Sunwing to override. Better head up the mountain.
Yes, better head up the mountain. Indeed, Aloy.
Good. There are Sunwings up here. We'll have to approach them quietly.
I'm always super quiet, don't you know?
Its wings look like they can catch the sunlight. Probably a fast flyer, too.
Holy shit, I'm gonna fly.
This is it. I'm in the air.
What? Oh my god, my life. I have arrived at the best mount.
Tilda, I'm in the air.
Then you'll want to pick up an energy cell on one of the ancient Horus Titans. But first you must send out a...
Not gonna let me get very far away from it, are you? Makes for a shitty photo.
pulse to activate them. I've sent you the necessary software. To deploy it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as Tolnex. There's one in the middle of the desert that should do nicely.
On it. Arrowhand. I can see the whole village from up here. Maybe I should check in on it after I've dealt with Regala.
Whee!
It's Hakaro's champion!
is fucking awesome.
There's a Tallneck. Need to get on top of its head. Now, how to land this thing.
That's amazing.
Just got overridden. Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the Tallneck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
I told you, I want to help.
Whoa!
Huh?
I'm gonna get used to that.
What? Damn. I can't control the time of day. That's kind of annoying. Nope. Have to be that way. Mm-hmm. That always fucks it up. Mm-hmm. My picture just kind of looks like shit. I don't think I'm even gonna take it. It's not good.
All those rebels. Reinforcements, maybe. Heading for the Grove. I hope the colonies knock Gil down any longer.
By the 10, she flies!
Forest.
There's the energy cell. Let's back. Got the cells. Now on to the grove. Pulse from Atomic should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from any horse I fly to. It'll be useful. After I get rid of that.
Yeah, flying's the shit.
Here we go.
Morgala's inside. Kara will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now. Here it goes.
I'll do it.
Is that... It's Aloy! She flies on the wings of the Ten.
The tide has turned! Push through!
End of the line, Hakon. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
What? How's that possible?
Regala!
Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Easy to say when you're atop a machine.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
Fine. I accept your challenge. And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
Now you shall strike!
All balls, all balls. I missed.
I will not be conquered!
I missed her that time too. God dang.
No ammo left. Not good.
Oh, Lord.
You're not hunting turkeys now!
Woof, bitch.
how it's gonna be.
There we go.
Okay, better.
Bitch. Man, they're just gonna leave me down here? This is fucking hogwash.
Is your heart beating fast? That's the fear that will consume I'll split the muscles from your body and hang you.
Bitch.
This is where it ends.
Yeah, it is.
You die here and now.
Bitch, get off of me.
Don't get me. I will paint this hallowed soil with your blood.
Woof.
My story will be carved into your bones.
Haha, she had a last one.
Strike! And strike hard!
Ugh. Right in the face, bitch. Because you know why.
Run or stand! This day you will die!
That's a you, bitch.
I will carve my story into you!
Oh, right in the face.
Here I am again, on my knees before bootlets and cowards. Go ahead, run me through.
Shut your mouth, traitor.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the Ten. You who challenged her by our rights.
Oh, snap.
You must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse. She was the best of my marshals. What a waste.
She's dangerous, all right. But maybe that's exactly what I need.
Cowards! What more do you have to conspire about?
Whether you live or die. I'm not here to forgive you for your crimes. But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine. And I need people. A squad. That's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
A better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold, in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
In the throne room.
He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the Outlander who defeated Regalla.
So, state it.
It's for her alone. From an interested party.
I'm gonna need some privacy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regalla's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regalla gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this.
That's a weapon, isn't it?
Armor for the battle ahead. May it keep
Or
you
it
safe.
could be armor. Sweet.
Thank you.
I've been needing an upgrade. The real question is, do I get to go to the bathroom before I have to deal with Silence? Do I have to do it right now?
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tenakth for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tenakth army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Aloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base. Mountains west of Plainsong. Time to submit to the inevitable silence and follow the person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late.
Ooh yeah, spicy. Spicy meatball. I love it.
Tilda, you there? I did it. Silence is on board, so head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly,
yeah.
I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
Ooh yeah. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Quick as a bunny. That's right, Bear. What are we gonna do now? Face of the baby monitor. Jesus. Thanks, guy. Appreciate you. I froze like a deer in headlights. Oh my god. Danny says I'm. Okay. Don't you move out of the way? Fucking dare you? Huh? No. Sweet. Sparda. The true form of the Force Edge. The sword wielded by the legendary Dark Knights.
Nomad again, huh?
Yep, I guess I am.
Oh, the puppy.
Come on, Jack. Inside, let's go.
He named him Jack.
She's out there. You can find her.
Oh my god. I'm fucking yes. This is a knife. That's the trophy I just got. It's like something's... What? Another shoe? Face of the baby monitor.
I see that. We must entertain our guest. Your right,
Mouths
we
look
have
funny.
to be gracious hosts. What should we do? How do I know? We need to come up with something. Brother, our guest is sighing. Sigh? What is sigh? Well, a sigh is when...
Enough already! How long are you two gonna keep carrying on like this?
I don't remember how to take a screenshot on Xbox anymore. That would make a good one. Oh. There. I think I did it. I didn't catch the Geodude. Super weak. Jesus. No, hold on. Oh, he just gave me that. I don't hate that.
Okay, but you should know that I got some news.
So, Aloy, you've added yet another deed to your name, and I'm guessing by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Carja too.
Then I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
I heard you got some fresh ink. What'd you do?
Join JTF-10 for a covert operation deep within the ring.
Are you the only one listening to these voices?
Oh, no. The others who captured the Oseram Delver heard the voices from these ancient warriors too. They spread the word, and now a lot of people are talking about them. Soldiers are interested in old battles.
I hope you find what you want from these recordings.
Damn it.
This is Romeo requesting.
An honor, Aloy.
Deep within the rainforest.
Could you imagine bringing down one of those tremor tusks the rebels about?
And so the Wings of the Ten found us when things were at their direst.
I'm not some legend come to life, Jataka.
That may be, but we will always be in your debt.
Aloy, never doubted you knew how to make an entrance, but that, ooh, that was something else.
Didn't think I'd find you here.
You know, I just thought a battle that'll be sung about for generations wouldn't sound as epic if the desert
Dilly
commander
dilly.
were
Tell all
missing.
your beautiful faces. Thank you for being here.
Don't even bother.
In the time it would take me to get a full tribe at a trial? I could earn 3 tap strikes.
I would not have shown Regala mercy. But who might argue with the champion killer?
Too many to count.
Wish I could have seen Regala's face when she saw you flying on that machine.
So,
Whiskey. Oh, burns all the way down.
all blades against Regala.
Seems Regala is our common enemy.
You flew on the wings of the 10.
Good day,
It's an honor.
ally of the Knock. The visions.
God damn it.
I'm watching you. May your blade strike true.
Outlander,
Armor.
are you in need of supplies?
There's my box.
I hear you got new armor. Can you crush your enemy?
I have to get it all the way to here. Jesus Christ. That's gonna take a while.
It would be an honor to train with you. The 3 clans stand as one.
Really? Might as well go the other way.
You want to live?
The visions are renewed. The next time champion myself.
She's good.
You know,
How's our supply of Astro?
Regala can be challenged by now.
Mark, back on the run.
What it must be like to fly. You are preparing to leave.
may your enemies fall. Glory, honor. It is an
Can't
honor.
have machines thrashing about and no way to put them down.
No, let me out.
Bodies are performing.
Enter, ally of the Tanaka.
She looks like she's struggling. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my face paint and dye on real quick and then come back. She's all out of breath. I fast traveled here, bitch.
The Outlander.
We walk in straight through as the 10.
I don't mind these. Larvitar. Sure.
Flew on the wings of the 10.
Where are you at this cool rift?
We all knew
Okay. Damn. No one caught it. Rigged.
A good finishing touch.
I have to go back up now.
Sure. Might as well.
I don't like it. I changed my mind. I think this one.
That's a nice color.
Yeah.
Every battle brings.
I still gotta go see the face painter again though. I picked that based on what it looked like before. I should have went to the dyer first.
Welcome, champion.
Maybe that one. I don't like any of the Karjas. Honestly, though, that one doesn't look that bad either. Let's do that. God dang, she looks like she's struggling. Okay, anyway. Let's, oh wow, there's one outside of here too, huh? Okay.
Falling gently.
So rough. Oh, Jesus. Where are you going, buddy?
Yep. I'd better loot all the carcasses here. Might have the parts I need. These are all the parts I need. I should check out another site.
Oh my goodness. Pretty fast. Not terrible. I gotta say.
Better loot all the machine carcasses here. I'm gonna find the parts I need.
Bullshit. Oh boy. Ah, you fucking bitch. Scyther. Sure.
Send this to my stash.
No one caught it.
I should loot all these dead machines. See if they have the parts I need. Didn't get the parts I need here. Better try another location.
Oh my goodness. Small machines. I start winning, all of a sudden you got places to be.
I'll give up the hunt soon enough. I'm gonna find the parts I need. I should check all the machine carcasses here.
They purposefully aren't giving me this.
I'll have to go to another machine site.
Maybe they don't count as small machines. Fuck, I don't know. That's a Ravager. Definitely not small. Underjaw. Over there ruining somebody's day.
Now I need more. It'd be good to load up both machines here. Might find the parts I'm looking for.
Jesus. What the fuck? I must be doing something wrong. Small machine core. Okay, I got it. Look, I was about to say. They're pretty damn ridiculous. A workbench, any workbench, doesn't matter which workbench. Let me see. I need to take some Tylenol. Oh, snap. Alright, let's go back to the, go back to the main spot. No. Where am I trying to be? Here. Yes.
I see you, champion. Sit, please.
If you walk by, you'll miss out on a good trade.
There's someone in Arrowhand who's been looking for you, champion. Goes by the name of Moralo. Sounded like he had something important to discuss.
I'll try to stop by Arrowhand when I can, then.
Don't let the pretty landscape fool you. It's deadly.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base?
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.